Hey guys, Andy here, and today we have another episode of Horror Talk, and it's going to be My Bloody Valentine. So if you want to hear all of the interesting trivia and everything, and my review of this movie, then stay tuned. And as always, if you like today's makeup look, then everything I'm wearing and all of my socials where you can find me doing my makeup will be listed down below. As well as I will try to link the video because it was my last video that I just posted where we did this look together. So I will try to leave that linked. But otherwise, if you like makeup unboxings with a little bit of horror sprinkled in, please consider subscribing as I would love to have you here. And let's just go ahead and get into today's episode. Alright, so like I said, today is My Bloody Valentine, and I was supposed to do this on Valentine's Day, because, like, this was my little episode that I was going to do, but I was sick on Valentine's Day, so I didn't do it. But I figure February, still a month of love, I didn't want to let this go to waste, so I'm going to have this be this week's episode, and I might just post an extra episode this week to make up for the fact that you didn't get one last week. So let me know how you feel about that. But this week we're going to do My Bloody Valentine. This one, the one I'm doing is the one that came out in 2009. And it has an IMDb rating of 5.4 out of 10. And the storyline goes, Tom returns to his hometown on the 10th anniversary of the Valentine's Night massacre that claimed the lives of 22 people. Instead of a homecoming, Tom finds himself suspected of committing the murders. And it seems like his old flame is the only one that believes he's innocent. Our trivia here, we have a flyer on the wall indicates that Valentine's Day is Saturday, February 14th, which would make the previous day Friday the 13th, which I just think is great because, you know, that's a whole franchise of movies, Friday the 13th. Like, they didn't have to put that little snippet in there, but I find that that's super interesting. This was the first rated R film in the USA projected in Real D technology because this movie was in 3D. There was an episode on Supernatural titled My Bloody Valentine, and that is interesting because Jensen Ackles, who is, you know, if you know anything about Supernatural, he's one of the main characters. That's who plays Tom in this movie, is that actor, so. In Australia, this film got the highest rating for a non-pornographic film at R18+. Many people wrote in to have this film banned entirely, which is crazy to me that some people, like, that movies at all like this could be banned. Like, that just blows my mind. The diner used in the movie is the North Hills of Pittsburgh Diner, and it's on Babcock Boulevard. And it's called the Valiant's Diner. So it's at the North Hills of Pittsburgh on Babcock Boulevard. But it's called the Valiant's Diner. Don't mind me. But it still operates today as an old school breakfast and lunch diner. And I think that's super cool. I love when, like, we're filming at locations that you could actually go to. Because as someone like me, granted, I'm probably never going to be in Pittsburgh to be able to go to this diner. But if I could, I would, because I like being able to actually visit places where movies have been filmed. Throughout the film, the villain tilts his head to the right before or after killing a character. This is a nod to Michael Myers, the villain of the Halloween films. The original My Bloody Valentine was released in 1981, the same year the sequel to the original Halloween was released. As you know, I've already covered the Halloween movies, so I thought that was super interesting, and it's not something that I noticed in my watch of this movie, but apparently when they wrote this, the writer was a super huge Halloween fan, and so that's why that's in there, and I just think that that's a really interesting, subtle touch that I don't think many people would know or pick up on, because I certainly didn't. That's one thing I am really learning about doing this series, is that I need to pay closer attention when I watch these horror movies, because I don't pick up on these little things. Now, as always, this is going to be the kill count. If that's not your thing, it's your time to click off. But we have quite a bit to cover, because there are 31 kills in this movie. It's quite a gruesome movie. So, we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. We have 5 unnamed minors killed by Harry Warden with a pickaxe off screen, but that isn't mentioned. We have an unnamed man whose throat was slit by Harry Warden, off screen, but the body is seen. An unnamed woman, heart was ripped out by Harry Warden, off screen, but the body seen. Unnamed man, ripped in half by Harry Warden, off screen, body seen. Unnamed woman, heart ripped out by Harry Warden, off screen, body seen. 5 unnamed women, hearts ripped out by Harry Warden, off screen, but their bodies were seen. Jason, stabbed through the back of the eye with a pickaxe by Harry Warden. 3 unnamed teenagers, stabbed in the chest with a pickaxe by Harry Warden, off screen. Michael, stabbed through the cheeks with pickaxe by Harry Warden. Brandy, shovel placed in her mouth and pushed by Harry Warden, decapitating her at the mouth. Huh. That's an awful way to go. Harry Warden, shot once through the back and repeatedly in the back by Sheriff James Burke and Ben Foley with guns, and died of his injuries off screen. Frank, stabbed in the top of the head with a pickaxe by Tom. Celine, stabbed under the chin through the top of her head with a pickaxe by Tom, causing her head to go into a light fixture and electrocute her. That sounds awful, because, like, not only did you get the pickaxe, like, into the light socket, no thank you. Irene Danley, stabbed in the stomach with a pickaxe by Tom and heart ripped out. I don't understand the whole ripping the hearts out of the women. I don't get it, but William Red Kirkpatch, stabbed through the arm and stabbed in the forehead with pickaxe by Tom, that he kicked back at him and repeatedly stabbed in the stomach. Ben Foley, head pushed onto pickaxe by Tom, that impaled him through the eye. Megan, heart ripped out by Tom, off screen, the body seen. Megan's unborn baby died when Megan was killed by Tom, off screen. Rosa, stabbed in the side of the head by Tom with a pickaxe, off screen, and skin melted in a clothes dryer. Sheriff James Burke, stabbed under the chin, out the mouth by Tom with a pickaxe, and jaw ripped off when he ripped the pickaxe out. And finally, we have unnamed rescue worker, stabbed in the eye by Tom with a pickaxe. So like I said, this is a very gruesome movie. I'm honestly surprised it only got a 5.4 out of 10. Because I remember watching this movie and I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved how bloody and gory this movie is. I wish more of the kills would have been on screen, but like the ones that are really good for how old this movie is. I'm gonna give this one, just because it's nostalgic for me, it's a really good old school horror movie. I'm giving this a 3 out of 5. So let me add my little stars, because it could have been better. But, you know, it absolutely could have been worse. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. So I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I think it's a good movie. I'm sorry that this is late. Had I done this on Valentine's Day, this is a really good Valentine's Day horror movie to watch. I will be continuing to finish up my Conjuring series over the next couple weeks. And I will also be doing, this year I'm going to be trying to do a special horror movie for every holiday that comes up. So for St. Patrick's Day, I will be doing a special movie for that day. And yeah, so if you have any suggestions on holiday-themed horror movies that you would like me to cover, let me know down below. Otherwise, we will be finishing up The Conjuring and then heading into the Insidious universe. That's what we'll be covering next. But yeah, I think this was a really good movie. I hope you guys don't mind that this was a little late. I do apologize. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.